the funny thing, yo. Motherfuckers be like, "What? Who cares? Who cares about all this?" Bro, like, look at ThiccFila. He hasn't uploaded in a year, right? And his, like, views wasn't popping when he was uploaded, like, a year ago, right? But then look, obviously people cared. Like, he uploaded a grenade build, and not many people really gave a fuck about it, right? A good amount of people did, but I'm saying more people in the community give a fuck about what's been going on and how we've gotten here in the Borderlands franchise than actually playing the Borderlands franchise. It's crazy, right? It's insane. But yeah, no, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
New Tales from the Borderlands with a 399 all-time peak player count. Even the old Tales from the Borderlands had an over 8,000 all-time peak on Steam chart.
We were literally just talking about this. We were legit just talking about this. That fucking, like, the original Tales from the Borderlands was made by Telltale and was, like, an absolute fucking masterpiece because, you know, Telltale Games makes fucking great games. But when it came to Gearbox's imitation of what they offered, nobody wanted it. Not one person was asking for a sequel to Tales from the Borderlands. Just like nobody's asking for a sequel from fucking Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Nobody's asking for Wonderlands 2.
New Tales from the Borderlands with a
Yeah, that's an all-time peak of 400 people playing at one time. That is absolutely fucking horrendous. I'm pretty sure shit like Untitled Goose Game has better fucking numbers than that.
399 all-time peak player count. Even the old Tales from the Borderlands had an over 8,000 all-time peak on Steam charts. I think the Borderlands series has finally taken a giant hit from the whole Wonderlands DLC fiasco, and I can't blame players for dropping off so hard. I can't lie, I have not played a Borderlands game since the Coiled Captors launch. I didn't play any of the Wonderlands.
And that's why a lot of people, like, they find it hard to believe that I don't have any level 80 characters. Because I haven't played Borderlands 2 since they made the Commander Crackcore DLC and ruined the OP level scaling. And then when Borderlands 3 came out, I fucking loved it at launch. I put 500 fucking hours into it. And then they continuously kept ruining the game. And then, like, I don't know, fucking Wonderlands, I played it, like, once and never again. Like, there was nothing to do at the end game. I'm just not going to continuously do the same activity over and over again because it makes my game harder. Like, there needs to be a hook there, and there was never a hook.
DLC after that, and I did also not play New Tales from the Borderlands. At least until this last week, I was playing some BL3 again.
When I was making my videos on the Borderlands lore, and I couldn't bring myself to actually play New Tales from the Borderlands. So I looked up an entire fucking, like, good choice playthrough to get the best ending. And I sat through and watched 10 fucking hours of that shit. And it was absolutely some of the worst writing I've ever seen in a video game, ever. Like, they got a magic crystal that can heal people, and the lady in a wheelchair is using the magic crystal to heal herself. But through the power of diversity, she's still in a wheelchair. Moving on.
Now in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Next Makers, 2K's content creator program to promote Borderlands and some of their other titles using
See, that's why I like that ThiccFila's on our side now, is because he has his bone to pick with the Next Makers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm up here in, like, the heavyweight division punching with Jolts and K6, and he's just down here in, like, the fucking, like, middleweight division just whooping ass on these motherfuckers because he has, like, not only a bone to pick with them, but he has also had, you know, interactions with this stream team as a member of the stream team himself. So it's nice to get a little bit of context on that end of the spectrum.
social media
And I mean spectrum by like Borderlands spectrum, not autism spectrum.
influencers, and how they are not only
Although I'm pretty sure the entire Borderlands community is like on the spectrum. Sometimes I feel quite autistic these days.
using deceptive tactics, but they are also underpaying content creators for what they really want. Now, I have some insight on this since I was once in the Next Makers program and I left. So really, what we are going Now, I have some insight on this since I was once in
Okay, I muted again. God fucking damn it. Alright, I said, he even says that he gives context because he has, insight from within the Next Makers team. But I also said I never once has taken a personal shot at ThiccFila for his looks or anything. But as a dude who fucking has long hair, and I'm fucking Jewish, halfway in between growing my hair, there was like a 6-month period where I had a fucking Jew fro. And I was saying that is a fucking glorious fucking fro right there. You gotta at least respect the fro.
the Next Makers program and I left. So really, what we are going to be breaking down in this video is the Next Makers damage/money formulas, why it's bad for gaming community.
Whoa! Okay. He's about to go into it with actual numbers and details. See, this is what we needed right here. Let's go, ThiccFila.
Overall, to have major content creators inside of these programs because it builds bias, and also there's no real benefit to these so-called perks. So let's get straight into it. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about 2K Games' Next Maker program. And specifically, we're going to be talking about the Borderlands Stream Team, but what are the perks as a content creator and what builds bias once you're on this team? And it's listed in the 2K Next Maker tweet right here. There's dev access, exclusive info, and affiliate opportunities. Now, dev access is going to give you access.
Okay, I do want to make mention that this Next Makers program is for smaller to mid-sized YouTubers. This is not what Jolts and K6 were signed under. This is most likely what he, Epic, NNG, and fucking those types of creators were all part of. So I just want to make sure we fucking get that out of the way before we continue here.
To talking to these devs to submit feedback while also quote-unquote making you buddy-buddy with them, as we have heard from some of these Next Makers before. Exclusive.
That's what I was saying. K6 was like, look at this, guys. Even 2K and Gearbox developers say that I gave them feedback. I'm like, so you're gonna say my evidence for not being a Gearbox shill is that Gearbox said so? Because you're friends with these fucking developers now, and they're gonna try to make you look a little bit better to the community. Nobody give a fuck about these developers, yo. These developers ain't fucking rock stars. They're not celebrities. Nobody gives a fuck about them. Stop riding their dicks.
Exclusive info. This is pretty much pre-release sort of stuff, early access stuff like that, and affiliate opportunities, which is essentially paid streams. Now, first things first, when it comes to Next Makers, let's go ahead and talk about what these guys really want. Now, you'll notice in the Borderlands community, we have what's called a stream team. So it seems that many of the paid opportunities are on Twitch. However, I just went ahead and pulled up this statista.com, stats to prove
this. I know exactly where he's going with this. They buy you for Twitch because your numbers are smaller there, so they get to pay you less. But because of the fucking non-disparagement agreement stopping you from talking across all of these social media platforms, they're buying your silence on YouTube for Twitch paycheck money. Which sucks because, like, a lot of these creators, like fucking Jolts and K6, if they've sold to Gearbox based upon how big their YouTubes were, they'd be talking about a difference between like $3,000 a month and like $10,000 to $15,000 a month, which is absolutely hilarious that they allowed themselves to fucking, get the shaft from Gearbox for the minimum amount of money a month. Literally a McDonald's fucking paycheck. If you work at McDonald's full-time in New Jersey, our fucking minimum wage is like 14 something an hour, but they pay $15.50 here in New Jersey to work at McDonald's. It's $36,000 a year. It's the same amount of money that they were paying them a month to fucking talk nice about Borderlands 3 and sell their integrity during the launch of Borderlands 3. Let's hear what he's got to say, though.
What I'm trying to say here, and what that is what is the most popular social media platform for gamers? And that is going to be YouTube, with 60% of gamers using YouTube to watch their favorite games.
I know that people are going to think that this means Facebook gaming is popular and huge. It's not. It's just that everybody uses Facebook. So fucking, of course, Facebook's going to be fucking popular. You know what I mean? The fact that Snapchat is up there in popularity with Twitch is fucking hilarious to show. Like, what, Gearbox, you want to give me $3,000 a month to talk nice on Snapchat? You hear how ridiculous this shit sounds now?
And down here on number 6 is Twitch, with only 30% of gamers watching their games. Now, why does 2K Next Makers only have a stream team in Borderlands and not a YouTube program to kind of get YouTube videos out there? And that is a two-folded reason. Number one, we're going to go ahead and break down the Twitch and YouTube damage formulas. So how much do they pay you for a sponsored stream, and what could they be paying you for sponsored YouTube videos?
Exactly my point. Not only because YouTube is the bigger platform, but because these vidges stay out there and they have posterity and they get views for years and years and years. The money formula on YouTube is exponentially higher than it is on Twitch. Is exactly what I was saying. I'm glad somebody else is fucking pointing this shit out.
So when it comes to Twitch, basically the damage formula is your average viewer count times about 80 cents.
So 2K is paying them basically $1 an hour times fucking, what is it, like whatever their usual average count is,
times hours paid for, which a sponsor stream is usually paid for 4 hours.
Oh, so wait, so like 4 hours that's so little. That's less than $5.
So for someone like me, I averaged just over 100 viewers on Twitch. Multiply that by 80 cents, multiply that by 4 hours. I could have, on average, made about $350 per sponsored stream.
Oh, wait, I was missing out the average viewers in there. Because, damn it, ThiccFila, if you're going to make a formula, there's got to be another fucking... There's got to be another variable. I think this is supposed to be the variable, but I was reading it as a colon here. I think this is supposed to be the variable. Average viewer count times 80 cents. Okay. All right, I was reading that wrong. I was like, wait a minute. And then I noticed this is the formula. This is the entire formula. Average viewer count times 80 cents times hours paid for.
Now let's just give an example in Killer 6, since he's a large Borderlands content creator. He had about 1,000 viewers in his stream. Multiply that by 80 cents. Multiply that by 4 hours. Now, obviously, I don't know his contract. This is...
Woo! Yo, if they were paying them on... Nah, there's no way that they were paying K6 on that contract, yo. If they were, then goddamn, these motherfuckers were making way more than I was originally offered back in the pre-sequel. My original offer was $3,000 a month from fucking Gearbox and 2K. But if they're getting paid $3,000 a stream then there's no wonder why K6 thinks Borderlands 3 is the greatest game in the world. Put a 1 in the chat if you would think Borderlands 3 was the greatest game in the world if you got paid $3,200 for playing it for 4 hours. I'd play that shit all day long, bro. All day long. But I wouldn't lie about it.
Is all estimated, but he could have expected to make
I'd legit sit there and talk shit the whole time.
on average about $3,200 for a sponsored stream. And finally, let's give an example of a non-Borderlands creator like CoCarnage or Dr. Lupo, who did do sponsored streams for 2K. They had about 10,000 viewers. Multiply that by 80 cents, multiply that by 4 hours. They were getting paid.
What did I say? Didn't I tell you guys that CoCarnage's price is about $25,000 for a sponsored stream? I was damn close. I was damn close on that.
About 30 grand to do these sponsored streams. So let's just go.
And I know they were only fucking contracted for 1 stream a week, which goes back to what I said, is they contracted them for the bare minimum. They're paying them bottom barrel prices on Twitch because they could have been getting paid a lot more if they got paid for their YouTube numbers. Watch, I guarantee it. Let's see where this goes.
Go ahead and focus on that $3,000 number for a sponsored stream for someone like K6. And once again, that's estimated and on average. And let's go ahead and show just a quick example of a YouTube damage formula. So a YouTube damage formula is pretty simple. It's pretty much anywhere from $10 to $50 per 1,000 views. This rate is completely negotiable, but let's just go ahead and aim at the low end of this. So Killer 6's Wonderland's Brutally Honest Review got 700,000 views. Now, I will say this is a lot for his channel a lot of the times. You know, he can get hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah, no, K6 usually averages like 20 to 30,000 views, but man, look at that. He didn't even fucking mention he was sponsored in there, in that video. Look, not once.
But this video popped off. So let's just use this one. So we take 700,000, divide it by 1,000 because it's per 1,000 views, and then multiply that, and let's just do the low end of $10. He could have negotiated about $7,000 for this one.
And that's just one video. You put that up, set it, forget it, walk away. That's twice as much what they could have made with the Twitch shit. Like I said, Gearbox and 2K was not only buying the fucking community, but they bought it at a discounted rate.
One video, and this guy does daily uploads, you know, for something like 200,000 views. Divide by 1,000, multiply by 10. For the low end, he could easily negotiate $2,000 for a sponsored video, and this guy posts daily uploads. So that is the first factor for why Borderlands and Gearbox has a stream team rather than a YouTube team, and that is because YouTube videos are much more expensive over the long run. You know, you can easily negotiate, say, 3 YouTube videos.
Yeah, I told you guys. Everybody in the comments on like, oh, you fucking super overvalue what content creators mean to the game and developers. And I'm like, dude, you are super undervaluing what fucking content creators mean to these developers.
Holy shit. That just happened.
Yo, Chingsley, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Guys, throw up some Mac loves and Mac Scrolls in the chat. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, no, like, content creators are incredibly valuable to developers, and having like a whole team of them in your pocket literally allows you to crap out whatever the fuck you want and ignore all the criticism because they're just taking a backlash and deleting all the comments.
Videos, but when it comes to Twitch, they only offered sponsored streams on drops. So they'll offer one sponsored stream when a brand new DLC comes out or when a brand new game launches, kind of to build hype that day to get more sales.
See, like I said, he was on a different contract than K6 and Jolts. We have already established that they were paid to do 1 stream a week for their silence
on the opening day. Now, the second factor to this is the difference between the Twitch and the YouTube community. When you have early
happened. I think
Yo, thank you so much, Muffins. Guys, throw up some Mac loves, Mac Scrungs in the chat. I'd appreciate that.
Access on Twitch, it's super hype for your viewership. And, you know, a lot of viewers want to go to those sort of early access streamers. Now, not all of the streams are usually early access. A lot of them are actually on the first day after the game comes out. But my point is, on Twitch, doing a sponsored stream is way more accepted. Now on YouTube, and I pulled up this YouTube video for a specific reason, is
I knew it! That was the first thing I looked for, was in there to see if he was fucking gonna mention that he was sponsored for this video, and he did not.
because it is titled Brutally Honest Review. He technically was not sponsored for this video, and he technically could make the argument that this video is brutally honest, and, you know, knowing K6.
But he was sponsored for that video. That's what you don't understand. He didn't disclose that he was sponsored. K6 had early access to Wonderlands, which means that these are fucking sponsored fucking videos. He was under contract at that time. I have fucking proof that he was under contract during Wonderlands.
It probably is, for the most part, pretty honest, given that Wonderlands did have a good launch and he gave it a really good score. And what we are going to be showing with some of the other YouTube videos I pulled up is, let's go ahead and just look at new tales from the Borderlands. So when I type in new tales from the Borderlands into the YouTube search bar, we get Eruption Fang, new tales from the Borderlands, so bad it's frustrating. It's Term X, what happened to the Borderlands series, ran.
I have literally pointed all this out in videos over the last few months, but it's nice to see other people. Like, there are literally every YouTuber, even Charlie fucking ripped this shit a new one, and fucking, you know, fucking K6 in this video. He has it at that fucking point too. He watched it up until that point that I clipped it too, where he goes, if you like Borderlands 2 humor, it's back. It truly is. Watch, I guarantee it.
So obviously this is going to be a bad review. We have Charlie can't handle the cringe and new tales from the Borderlands. So it just seems like members of the stream team are leaving bad reviews, and let's just...
He misspoke there, but that's okay. He meant to say members of the non-members of the stream team said that it's fucking garbage.
Go ahead and pull up K6's New Tales from the Borderlands review, and he gives it a 7.25 out of 10. A pretty decent rating, but if you watch this video...
See, a lot of people think 7.25 is a bad score, but I think 7.25 is like average score. You know what I mean? Not every game is going to be an 8 or a 9. You know, there are plenty of games out there. Like the pre-sequel is like a good 7.5 game. You know what I mean? And that's not a bad game at all. It's a bad Borderlands game, but it's not a bad game.
For another 30 seconds, he mentions how he would have given it an 8 out of 10 if he got a better ending. And if you go down to this description, he mentions how he did 3 streams for New Tales of the Borderlands. Part 3 was the only stream sponsored by 2K for what it's worth. I paid for the game and nothing was given to me to make this review. Yet, you have ties to the company, you are buddy-buddy with the devs.
I missed that. He must have added that recently. I have to go in the Wayback Machine and check this. But, bro, I'm fairly certain that there was, it should have been up here, #sponsored, but yeah, I didn't see that at all. That's new.
Yet, you have ties to the company, you are buddy-buddy with the devs, and this review happens to be the only good one out there for New Tales of the Borderlands. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Wonderlands DLC fiasco, where the DLCs in Wonderlands are basically glorified side missions.
They're not even headhunter packs. It would be disingenuous to call the fucking whatever the mirrors or DLC, PLC for Wonderlands. It would literally be disingenuous to call it a headhunter pack. It's literally pay per minute DLC, 1/900 Gearbox.
DLC in Wonderlands was about 4 different areas to 5 different areas of mobbing, a couple puzzles, and then a final boss. that is a glorified side mission. There are literally longer side missions than what these DLCs were worth.
Hell yeah, Borderlands is known for long ass side missions. This mission like goes into this mission and that mission, and then you gotta complete 2 missions to be able to complete the overall mission. Like if you do fucking Lilith's Firehawk quest line inside of Borderlands 2, for example. That's a quest line that could take you well into like 30-45 minutes. That's why I did that quest line for some of the longer footage videos that I needed over the fucking last few months.
And we have Epic NNG, another Stream Team member. My thoughts on the Wonderlands DLC 1 drama. And it's kind of funny. He considers this
I don't make drama videos.
Drama? And, you know, he talks about some good. He also criticizes a little bit. And maybe the reason he's calling it drama is because I posted a video the day before called Gearbox Shoots Themselves in the Foot yet again with DLC 1 called.
See? That's a hell of a fucking title. Like, why can't K6 and Jolts ever fucking call Gearbox out like that? I must have missed that one when I was going through ThiccFila's channel when he was trying to fucking come at me and shit. But it's hard to catch every video when these motherfuckers upload. Like I said, these motherfuckers upload a lot of videos.
Captors. And for me personally, I was off the stream team at this point, and I was so disappointed with this DLC. I gave them a horrible title. Like, I actually wanted it to be as bad as possible, like as negative as possible. And even if you watch this video, I was actually very forgiving and was honestly kind of nice.
I mean, he's actually smiling in the thumbnail. Like, he actually looks like he's having a good time with this video. That's what I said, yo. You could make just as much money from YouTube calling fucking Gearbox out and having fun talking shit about the game as you can fucking being a Gearbox shill. So why would you fucking sell your soul when you're already making $20,000-$30,000 a month, some of these creators?
The video content itself. But then the next day I posted a follow-up video called All Wonderlands Players Need to Do This, where I said literally go drop support tickets saying how bad the DLC was because I was reading some of the content.
That's a call to action right there. I must have once again missed this. Okay, see, damn it, ThiccFila. If you had made a video, like, be like, hey, you know, like, well, you fucking did some of this shit here, you know, like, it'd be easier if these content creators actually, like, I'm not saying ThiccFila and me and having fucking issues, but I'm saying, like, when we were having issues, if content creators actually made a video and was like, hey, this is what's going on here, it'd be easier to see, because they know their content better than anybody else.
Comments in my YouTube section, and even
it's a shame that he wasn't big enough to get any of this fucking done back in this day. You know, like fucking K6 and Jolts and shit had an opportunity right here. You have a smaller content creator who's trying to fucking, you know, get some shit done with fucking 2K and Gearbox, and they just ignore it. Not only ignore it, but K6 has worked to fucking suppress ThiccFila's channel over the fucking years, which is absolutely disgusting.
Then I paused the video at this one specific content of this guy named Frederick Cherry. He said, I hate how content creators can't truly speak their mind due to Gearbox loyalists coming after them. And, you know, this kind of just goes towards the...
I feel like fucking Kermit the Frog right now. Yeah! That comment. Thank you, Mr. Frederick Cherry.
Point of the stream team. Even though Epic NNG gave some criticism to DLC 1, let's go ahead and see what he said about DLC 3. The new Wonderlands DLC is actually good, all caps, question mark. And this is a 10-minute video of Epic NNG as if he is a parent and his toddler painted him a picture and he hung it up on the fridge. And then an art critic is there criticizing it, and he's trying to convince this art critic why his toddler's picture on the fridge is actually a masterpiece. And we have Killer 6 with Wonderlands, the new DLC is really good, talking about the third DLC again. Now, what I will say in regards to this is, okay, you know, Wonderlands DLC 3 was better than the rest of them, but in comparison to what? It was still 4 areas of mobbing and
exactly. It may be It may be a smaller piece of shit. It may not be as big a piece of shit as over here, but you still took a dump in my living room. Just because you didn't take a bigger dump than the one you took last time doesn't mean I'm happy about the dump you took in the living room.
A final boss with some puzzles. Was there a little more mechanics than the last one? Okay, fine. It was better than the rest of the DLCs, but this is a glorified side mission. And as soon as there's not quote unquote drama surrounding the DLC, remember, this is 2 DLCs later. I didn't post any videos about this. And at this point, I think the player base dropped off. So whoever was left was just willing to sort of eat this shit. And they got right back.
Exactly my point. Because you can't give any criticism inside this community because of the fucking Gearbox loyalists, like that guy Frederick Cherry just said. You're literally just have the player base that's left is people that are just willing to let Gearbox crap garbage down their neck 24/7.
Back on their high horse of promoting the game. Now, I want to point out a couple articles of Gearbox says Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a...
This goes back to just what I was saying. Nobody asked for a Tales from the Borderlands 2. If you guys remember, when Tales from the Borderlands came out, everybody was like, why are you guys working on this? Blah, blah, blah. And Gearbox had to go on a whole marketing campaign to let people know this is not our game. This is being made by Telltale. We are currently working on Battleborn, and that is the facts. And when Tales from the Borderlands came out, it was a pleasant surprise that it was as good as it was. But Telltale games usually do really good work. However, nobody asked for a part 2 to Tales from the Borderlands from Gearbox that doesn't continue the story on from the end of Tales from the Borderlands from Telltale. Especially with Telltale games now like starting to produce shit again over the last like few years. Most people would rather see that be continued by the actual like original creators of Tales from the Borderlands. Nobody asked for new Tales from the Borderlands, and nobody's asking for fucking Wonderlands 2. So the fact that they're wasting resources, time, energy, money on fucking working on Wonderlands 2 when that could be fucking pushed towards Borderlands 4 than making the game as good as it can be really worries me as a Borderlands fan. I'm not gonna lie.
A major victory. Expect future entries in the franchise. Gearbox says Tiny Tina's Wonderlands clearly a new franchise after shattering targets. And I want to focus on this right here.
This is exactly what I was saying. Because they made this game on a DLC budget and they made like quasi Borderlands money, they consider it a success because they never expected it to sell like anything more than what DLC numbers do.
After shattering targets, aka cash grab. Now, my problem with this is we have a game which, I'm not gonna lie, it was great on launch. I loved it. However, we all know what makes a great Borderlands game. It's how much content is in there, how much endgame is there.
Bang for your buck. That's it. That's what Borderlands is known for, as being one of the series that gives you the most amount of content and playtime for your money. Getting 5,000 hours out of a game that you paid $60 and another fucking 20 to 30 for a season pass for $100 altogether is a very, very good use of your money. Paying $70 for Resident Evil 4's remake and playing it once and never again is not a very good use of your money. Which is why the Borderlands fucking community has always been around. Because there's always going to be budget-friendly, conscious consumers out there that are searching for how much can I get for the least amount of money. And that's what Borderlands has always represented, was a huge, huge amount of content for the least amount of money that you can get.
And the DLC. DLC is a major selling point for Borderlands games, and they were able to cash in on that major launch, the $60 game, you know, a lot of sales, more than they were expecting, I suppose. But then they left us out to dry when it came to the DLC. And I think the community is picking up on that.
And I literally pointed this out in my video today. I showed evidence of a tweet from Jolt saying that fucking Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is one of the best Borderlands ever made. And then 6 months later, Epic NNG comes out with the Borderlands Redux mod, and he's like, I have no interest in playing Wonderlands. Which is funny, because Epic NNG is pretty much like a friend of Jolt's. He loves fucking playing mods, which only shows that's how much he does not want to play Wonderlands, is that he's not even willing to try a mod made by his friend. That right there should speak volumes. And the fact that he never even stood up to Gearbox once, but shamed people into fucking, like, tried to fucking subtweet me with that toxic fucking Office tweet talking about, I woke up and this is the Wonderlands community today, fucking, because I'm talking shit about the fucking DLC. Maybe you should have been talking shit about the DLC too with me, Jolts, and maybe we would have actually had fucking, you know, a decent DLC like we got with fucking, you know, fucking the Claptastic Voyage, you know? We all raised shit about the fucking garbage DLCs up until that point. What did Gearbox do? They went back to the drawing board and dropped one of the biggest bangers in Borderlands fucking history. Maybe we could have got something like that with Wonderlands if you actually fucking spoke up.
Considering that there was only a 399 peak player count on Steam for New Tales of the Borderlands. That is absolutely pitiful. This is a franchise where Borderlands 3 had, what, upwards of 100,000 player peak?
Here's the craziest thing. Borderlands 3, if you look it up, is Gearbox and 2K's fastest selling game of all time. And then it fizzled out after fucking January. Because nobody wanted to continue playing after Gearbox kept making garbage fucking decisions in the fucking post-launch fucking cycle. Like, they literally have half the sales of Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 has like 33 to 35 million, million units sold over fucking, you know, the course of time. Borderlands 3 has only had 18 million sales over the course of time. And it was the fastest selling game of 2K's fucking lifetime. Which shows you how fast people abandoned Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 2 had even more than that. I think 130,000.
I liked Borderlands 3 at launch too. But the problem is that Gearbox kept making tone-deaf, questionable decisions in the post-launch cycle. And they were fucking nerfing characters and weapons. Especially nerfing, like, the Ion Cannon, which was a DLC weapon, which people fucking paid for. And then they're doing all this without fixing the menu lag, game-breaking glitch. I've gone onto the network. These things, I've gone into this a million fucking times. Borderlands 3 was great at launch. And then they just kept fucking it up even more. It's like, I don't understand why they couldn't, like, just fix the fucking bugs before doing any type of balancing in the game. And then they shit on people who fucking spent all this time making all these fucking builds waiting for the Malawan raid to come out. And then they released the Malawan raid with a fucking level cap upgrade and the fucking Mayhem fucking 4. So it pretty much killed all your fucking builds going into the takedown.
Player peak, and this was what, 5 years after launch. So these games have, you know, the community obviously doesn't trust the company anymore, and we can go ahead and just leave it at that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is myself, my own YouTube channel. Here are my analytics. I was on the content creator team.
Okay, let's see. He's got fucking... See, this is what I tell you. This is why I always average about $2 per 1,000 views. Because 8 million views right there would end up being about 16 See, and that's how I tell you when Jolt's fucking was making like 8 million views there in 2020 and shit like that, and he took out those PPP loans and shit when he didn't even fucking need them. That's what he was making a month off that 8 million. Except that Jolt's posts long form vidges, so his CPM is gonna be somewhere more like $3 to $4 per 1,000 views. So I told you these motherfuckers are making like $20,000 a month off these YouTube views. There's no reason why they had to take any money from Gearbox or 2K.
And I want to talk about how it truly did not benefit my career and my channel. So you notice this big spike here in viewership on my channel, and guess what?
That was Tiny Tina Wonderlands right there.
Is the drop of Mayhem 2.0.
Oh wait, that said 2020. I thought that said 2022. Damn, that must have been his. Oh wait, this is all the way back to 2020. Okay, never mind. He's not going all the way up into fucking. I see. I'm looking at it wrong. I thought this was all the way up till today, but it's not. This is just during the life cycle of Borderlands 3.
No, I put all my work into building my channel. I posted like what, 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day for like 2 weeks in a row when Mayhem.
Yo, and people be clowning me. They're like, "Oh, Mag, you just came back and fucking." You're like, my channel's getting like 250 to 300,000 views right now per month ever since I started coming back. And he had to build his channel up during Borderlands 3 to a peak of 128,000 views in 1 month. So those motherfuckers out there that are trying to clown me for getting 300,000 views during a fucking 300,000 views a month during a fucking content drought of Borderlands, like, you don't understand exactly how difficult it is to get those types of views on fucking YouTube.
2.0 came out, and I shattered my channel. I grew it at an alarming rate. I gained 1,400 subs in 1 day during Mayhem 2.0. I didn't join the stream team until about August when DLC 4 came out, maybe September, something like that. Now, what I want to basically now do is go to my videos and sort by popular. You can see my most popular video was called How to Get a Mayhem 10 Sandhawk. And this is the launch of Mayhem 2.0 before I was ever on the stream team. If we look at my top 12 videos, there's only one video here, Arms Race. I did have pre-release access to Arms Race, and this was a popular video of mine. I'm sure I gained a lot of subscribers.
And this is what I try to tell newer content creators. You don't have to get fucking 2K and Gearbox to give you shout outs and fucking tweets and promotion and shit like that. It doesn't actually do anything. What you end up getting is like fucking fluff viewers and shit that never ever return to your shit. It is best to organically grow within the community, and it's possible within. This is why I always tell people to when they're like, "Oh, I can make videos better," and I'm like, "Well, do it." Because we need more content creators in our community. It is incredibly easy in the Borderlands community to get noticed if you actually make decent content, have a decent thumbnail, and have decent fucking information and halfway decent fucking player. You know, it's hard to get views on YouTube, but within the Borderlands community, it's a little bit easier than say like Call of Duty or Fortnite.
From this. But my point is, out of my top 12 videos, there's only one with pre-release content. Let's look at the next 12. I don't see any pre-release content here. Yeah, nothing. Just more Mayhem 2.0 stuff, more build videos. This is a purple item people are interested in. Scrap trap farming, Scourge the Invincible, which, once again, here's another example. This was when the Guardian takedown dropped. I did not have pre-release at this point in time. I just recorded and posted my first fight against Scourge the Invincible. Now, this is once.
Do not underestimate the fucking power of people watching you do something in the game for the first time. If you're like a content creator and you're streaming and you're taking clips and shit like that, like your first time fighting a raid boss, like even in like Call of Duty or something. My first game in Call of Duty, whatever the new one is, this fucking, I think it's like Modern Warfare 3LC or some 3LC or some shit. I don't know. Fucking.
Once again, kind of low effort content because it was just a one.
It may seem like low effort content, but people in the Borderlands community love watching you figure shit out for the first time. because it gives you a really good insight into exactly, you know, the fucking the process that goes into a content creator trying to figure out these you know, these guides for you guys.
Take of my first ever fight, unedited, anything. Even some of my top videos, this was how to get a Mayhem 10 Sandhawk. I put almost no editing into this, and you can,
dude, videos like this right here, when a fucking brand new gun comes in a game, especially a gun that's fucking, you know, based off of an incredibly popular gun from Borderlands 2. Like, this is gonna be something people are gonna be searching like a motherfucker. So, like, this is definitely the type of videos you should be doing during, like, fucking Borderlands 4's launch and shit.
for some of my other popular videos, like the Anarchy Zane build, the Anarchy Shotgun new dedicated drop, all I did was capitalize on the Anarchy, because this was a very hyped weapon, given that it was based on Gage from Borderlands 2, and I knew that. So I capitalized on this idea, and
You're also, one thing he doesn't realize is he's also gaining views from people searching for the double Anarchy in Borderlands 1 as well. Because that's going to be in the, when you tag fucking Borderlands 3 Anarchy, you know, now you have the tags Borderlands and Anarchy inside those tags. So what Google's going to do is it's going to omit that 3. If you ever watch when you're searching, it'll say it has this and this, but this is omitted. So you're also getting into those fucking search results with that too. So that's actually really good fucking, like, at crossover SEO right there.
final video I want to talk about is Mayhem 2.0 coming April 23rd. Everything you need to know. I posted this, what, a week?
People love that shit too. News and information. I built my fucking channel off that shit, yo. Fucking, I was the #1, like, Borderlands news and information, like, fucking channel out there. I used to get my shit out there so fast. I'm fast at getting these videos done. I'm very quick at editing. I'm very quick at getting this shit done and making it look like it's fucking, you know, really, like, you know, well edited. But it's not. It's just your standard fucking, here's the news, here's the information, here's a little bit of fucking thoughts and information on that, and then fucking bang, bang, boom, done. Right now, and then you get it back up there in the search results, and boom, right here, views.
Week before Mayhem 2.0, and it got 60,000 views, and I had no pre-release on this. However, one thing the community was talking,
you don't need pre-release fucking access on that, because it's news, it's information, people are gonna be searching it. Like, you are gonna grow organically off. And this is what I was saying. Organic growth is going to be your best growth, because that's going to be those people that are going to be your ride or dies, your A1s from day ones, those motherfuckers that you see in my comments right now the last few weeks that have been riding this shit out with me. They're like, yo, Mac, we've been here since Road to 30, blah, blah, blah. We got your back, you know what I mean? That's where you get those fucking viewers, is from organic growth. You don't get those viewers from fucking 2K tweeting your fucking shit out. How many times has fucking 2K or Twitch tweeted out a streamer and you just scrolled past it? You didn't give a fuck about it. It's just more fucking garbage. No one, like, the only people that actually, like, fall for those types of fucking traps are, like, very young, impressionable children. And those are the people that don't give a fuck if you're fucking paid for blah, blah, blah. They just want fucking content. And they don't care how good the content is. And that's why Jolts and K6 over the years have been able to fucking put out the same stale playthroughs on the same fucking games over and over and over again, is because that's the type of viewership that they've gained from the type of promotion that they've had. And, you know, it's not very organic, and it's very corporate and very sterile feeling.
Talking about was the loot, and I focused on this in this video. Was at the time, you know how you can get like a Mayhem 10 weapon? Well, that wasn't in the game before Mayhem 2.0, and they dropped a teaser of a weapon that said like Mayhem 5 on it or something, and I talked about that in this video. I just took all the information.
See, and that's exactly what we've been doing over fucking in the Borderlands community for years. Gearbox releases a trailer, some information, and we fucking break that shit down. We go through every tidbit. We fucking zoom in, fucking look at weapon cards, and we're looking on fucking in Borderlands the pre-sequel. Goth spotted that you're able to inspect your fucking character, your friends' fucking inventories and shit, which they never brought back in Borderlands ever, which was a really cool feature, but they just kind of let it go away like a fart in the wind.
And I released a pseudo kind of early access video, everything you need to know, even though I really didn't have all the information. And the point I'm trying to make is, as a gaming YouTuber, if you're a small content creator, you do not need pre-release information to grow your channel and make good content. You just have to be creative. You have to post consistently.
You have to be a stickler for details. You have to be able to just go through whatever Gearbox is showing you and read between the lines and look at everything they're showing you and be like, oh shit, this is what it looks like is gonna happen. Like, you have to be like, these companies always put little tidbits in there for you to fucking follow. And that's what happened with Matto. Everybody was looking at that Echo Cast fucking trailer, and they thought that those fucking numbers and letters down there was like an ARPG game for fucking people to follow and look for fucking information and shit, but it ended up leading to developers' test streams on Twitch. And that's what got Matto in a lot of trouble, was a lot of his information came from those streams, which 2K says they have evidence against Matto that he hacked through Twitch's fucking security, but they've yet to release it. And usually when people refuse to show their evidence, it's because there is no evidence to show.
And that's all you need. So you're not at a disadvantage if you don't join a content creator team like the Next Makers. And overall, I just think a content creator team, which there is clearly bias if you were on that team, given that the only good review for new Tales of the Borderlands on YouTube is from someone on the content creator team.
That's what I've been saying. That is literally proof that Schiller 6, his opinion is bought and paid for, that there's only one good review of new Tales from the Borderlands on the fucking internet, and it's from him.
Now, this isn't necessarily supposed to be a call out to that person. Was he being honest? Maybe in his head he was. But at the end of the day, I think we know as a community that if you get paid by a company, you are buddy-buddy with some of their employees, and you have pre-release information, you're going to end up being a little bit more biased than someone who doesn't. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed those math breakdowns. Please subscribe to the channel if you are not. Drop a like on the video, and have a great day. See you guys in the next one. I'm out.
I'm so blue-balled, bro.
Someone who doesn't.
Where's the fight, bro? It's already 16 minutes. Bitch, you might as well leave the fight in. Motherfucker! I watched that whole fucking video waiting for him to get to Wotan and watch him fucking melt Wotan. God damn it, ThiccFila! I am so fucking blue-balled right now from this fucking video, bro. You're already at 16 minutes. What's another fucking like 3-4 minutes on the end of the fucking video render time? Come on, man. Let me watch you fucking fight the raid boss. You could have easily fucking edited some of this shit out and backed this footage up. Let me watch this motherfucking raid boss fight. Nah, that was a good video though, Thick. I appreciate him going out there and actually showing 2K's fucking formula for how they calculate. If that's how they're calculating like Jolt's and K6's fucking views, then damn, they're making way more than I thought from the fucking Stream Team. The fucking 2014 to 2019 fucking numbers have jumped quite considerably. But I still do not feel like I missed out on anything. Like, I fucking made money hand over fist during Borderlands 2, GTA, Destiny, and Borderlands 3. I made fucking good money doing all this fucking shit. And not once have I ever had to fucking sell my integrity. You want to know why? Because you can always find more money. They print more of that shit every single day. You know what I can't get? I can't get my soul back if I sell it. You can't get your integrity back once you compromise it. And you can't fucking get your credibility back once it's destroyed. Unless your credibility was destroyed by others and you can produce evidence of the fact. My name's Jay, MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to see y'all motherfuckers later.